Minister Haliger Martin advances Miami-Dade cooperation to expand business opportunities. Minister Tackling, in your opening statement, you referred to the rehabilitation programs in the prison. TVJ News report: a missing woman, a beaten partner under police guard at the hospital, and a body found. MP York formally questions delay of 2025 Parliamentary Annual Report Rule for One, Rule for All. From the island of St. Martin, this is SXM Daily News for August 6th, 2026. Minister of Tourism, Economic Affairs, Transport and Telecommunication, Grisha Haliger Martin, is advancing efforts to build a structured economic relationship between St. Martin and Miami-Dade County, following a working visit with representatives of the St. Martin Chamber of Commerce and Industry, COCI. She outlined the initiative during a live press briefing on Wednesday. The delegation held meetings with the Office of the Mayor of Miami-Dade County, the Greater Miami Convention and Visitors Bureau, and the Dutch Consulate in Miami. Discussions focused on trade, tourism, entrepreneurship, professional development, technical knowledge sharing, and greater access to international business networks.
So last week, I traveled to Miami together with the representative of the St. Martin Chamber of Commerce and Industry, COSI, for a series of strategic working meetings. These were not courtesy visits. They were working sessions with a clear purpose. We met with representatives of the Office of the Mayor of Miami-Dade, the mayor herself, the Greater Miami Convention and Visitors Bureau, and the Dutch Consulate in Miami. Each meeting focused on practical outcome. How do we create more opportunities for St. Martin business? How do we strengthen our tourism product? How do we expand training opportunities for our people? How do we build stronger institutions and economic partnership that will continue to deliver value for years to come? Those were the questions guiding every discussion. And one of the central topics was the development of a possible sister city relationship between St. Martin and Miami-Dade County, subject to approval, of course, of the Council of Ministers. This sister city relationship should never become merely a ceremonial title or another agreement sitting on a shelf. When properly developed, it becomes a practical platform for trade, tourism, entrepreneurship, workforce development, education, and the exchange of technical expertise. Miami has established itself as one of the world's leading tourism destination and commercial gateways connecting North America, Latin America, and the Caribbean. There is much we can learn from their experience. And at the same time, St. Martin brings tremendous value to such a partnership. We occupy a strategic position within the Northeastern Caribbean. We possess extensive regional relationship, and we offer valuable insights to international business seeking opportunities throughout our regions. That is the type of partnership we are pursuing, one not built on ceremony, but one that can mutually be beneficial. The discussion should never be about placing labels on people. There are no good tourists and bad tourists. There are no high-quality visitors and low-quality visitors. Every visitor who chooses St. Martin deserves to be treated with dignity and respect. And we must never judge an entire visitor market based on an action of a few individuals. That is not who we are. At the same time, responsible government asks responsible questions. Is our tourism model generating sustainable economic value? Are our businesses benefiting? Are we creating quality employment? Are our visitors respecting our island? Are our people and our culture? Are we maximizing the economic opportunities that tourism can bring? Those are legitimate policy questions. They are the same questions being asked by successful tourism destinations around the world. And we must also remember where we came from. Those visitors help keep our employees working, they supported our restaurants, and they shopped in our stores. They even booked tours, and they help keep businesses alive during some of the most difficult years in our history, and that contribution should never be forgotten. And as our destination continues to recover and mature, however, our tourism strategy must also mature. Growth alone is no longer enough, and our objectives must now be sustainable growth that creates great value for our people and our businesses and our economy. That is why my ministry has begun listening carefully to the concerns raised by segments of the private sector. Business owners has reported dispute credit card transaction and chargebacks that they believe may have involved in fraudulent activity. Also, others have reported disruptive behavior, public altercations, and incidents that negatively affect customers' experiences and ultimately St. Martin's reputation. If these incidents are isolated, then they should be treated as isolated incidents. 1 minute. If objective evidence demonstrates recurring patterns, then government has a responsibility to understand them and determine whether policy responses are necessary. But let me be absolutely clear. Government policy will never be based on rumors, and it will never be based on social media commentary. It will be based on assumptions. It will never be based on assumptions. It will never unfairly stigmatize an entire nationality, ethnicity, or visitors market because the behavior of a few individuals. We will follow the facts. Nothing more, nothing less. For that reason, I have formally requested a detailed written feedback from the St. Martin Hospitality and Trades Association. Their membership represents a significant portion of our tourism industry and is well positioned to help us understand whether these concerns are isolated or more widespread. We have asked SHTA to provide information regarding the types of incidents being reported, their frequencies, and sectors most affected, and measures businesses have already implemented. The ministry is also engaged with hoteliers, restaurants, retailers, financial institutions, banks, tour operators, and other stakeholders so that we can obtain a complete picture of what is actually taking place. That is the tourism strategy that this ministry is pursuing. Not one driven by emotions, not one driven by social media, but one guided by evident partnership and long-term economic sustainability. While we continue strengthening today's tourism industry, we must also invest in tomorrow's leader. I am therefore extremely pleased to announce that the Ministry of TIAT has once again been invited by the Florida Caribbean Cruise Association, FCCA, to nominate up to 3 outstanding women from St. Martin to participate in its prestigious Young Women's Mentorship Initiative. This 10-month program provides something far more valuable than a certificate. It provides an opportunity. Selected participants will receive mentorship from senior female executives within the international cruise industry, gain executive-level exposure, participate in professional development programs, expand their international networks, and receive first-hand insight into the world's most dynamic tourism sectors. These are experiences that can shape careers and create future leaders. Eligible applicants must be women between the ages of 18 and 24, resides in St. Martin, possesses a valid travel documentation, and satisfy the eligible requirements established by FCCA. Applications close on August 17th, and because the ministry must complete its nomination process before the deadline, interested applicants are encouraged to carefully review the requirements published on the government website and submit their applicants promptly. To every young woman listening today, I say to you, do not be afraid of self-doubt to convince you that opportunities like this are meant for someone else. They're meant for you. Believe in your potential, invest in yourself, and step forward, because one application can open a door that changes the direction of your entire life.
Member of Parliament Darrell York has formally written to the President of Parliament, Sarah Westcott-Williams, requesting a status update on and the immediate release of the overdue 2025 Parliamentary Annual Report. With Parliament set to convene in the coming weeks to hold government ministers accountable for the significantly delayed 2026 budget, MP York argues that the legislative branch cannot credibly demand timeliness and accountability from others while failing to account for itself. The Parliamentary Annual Report is Parliament's official record of members' attendance, participation, motions, amendments, legislative initiatives, and formal letters sent to ministers. Despite repeated media inquiries regarding the 8-month delay, the 2025 report has yet to be published, and the Presidium has remained silent on the matter. While the continued absence of the 2024 annual report raises broader concerns about Parliament's reporting practices, MP York's request is specifically for a status update on, and the immediate release of, the overdue 2025 annual report. The Parliamentary Annual Report is not an administrative formality. It is Parliament's yearly report card to the people. Parliament regularly demands that government justify its spending, explain delays, and operate transparently. Transparency is not a standard you enforce on others and suspend for yourself. The explanation that Parliament is understaffed deserves scrutiny, not automatic acceptance. In the majority of years under previous presidents of Parliament, annual reports were produced despite Parliament operating with thinner staffing levels than it has today. This report does not evaluate ministers. It evaluates members of Parliament. It records who showed up, who participated, who introduced legislation, who questioned ministers, who requested meetings, and who fulfilled their parliamentary responsibilities. When Parliament's own report card is delayed month after month, legitimate questions arise. Is the delay purely operational, or is there another reason the public has yet to receive Parliament's annual report? Public confidence in Parliament depends on its willingness to hold itself to the same standards of openness and accountability that it expects from every other public institution. President Westcott Williams, together with Vice Presidents MP Christopher Weaver and MP Ludmila de Weaver, are in the best position to provide those answers. If the 2025 annual report has been completed, there is no justification for withholding its publication. If it has not, the public has a right to know what is truly holding it back. Rule for one must be rule for all. Accountability begins at home. On Wednesday, August 5th, 2026, at approximately 6 p.m., the Police Dispatch Center received several calls reporting a fight in the Ebenezer neighborhood. A patrol unit was dispatched immediately, and, upon arrival at the scene, officers discovered a male victim lying on the ground and unresponsive. An ambulance was promptly requested, and medical personnel arrived shortly thereafter to render assistance. Despite efforts to assist him, the victim succumbed to injuries reportedly sustained during an earlier altercation. As part of the ongoing investigation, detectives spoke with witnesses in the vicinity and reviewed video footage circulating on social media. These sources have provided investigators with information regarding the circumstances surrounding the altercation. During the investigation, a female and male suspect were apprehended in connection with the incident. Authorities also received information which led to the discovery and confiscation of 2 firearms. These 2 male suspects were arrested in connection with the discovered firearms. Forensic personnel and detectives were observed processing the crime scene, collecting evidence, and gathering additional information to assist with the ongoing investigation. The confiscated firearms will be subjected to further forensic examination. In total, 4 suspects, 3 males and 1 female, were brought to the police station for questioning and further processing in connection with the investigation. The police force of St. Martin, KPSM, reminds the public that disagreements and differences of opinion should never escalate into violence. Members of the community are urged not to take matters into their own hands. When conflicts arise, seek assistance from the appropriate authorities rather than allowing a disagreement to escalate to a potentially tragic outcome. The investigation remains ongoing. Anyone who may have witnessed the altercation or has relevant information is encouraged to come forward and assist investigators. Contact numbers to contact KPSM are 54 2222 222 or our tip line 9300.
Social and health insurance is your social and health insurances.
Are you SXM insured? Do you have a valid medical insurance status? SXM is cardless. Request your My SXM account today and enter the virtual office of SXM. Go to sxv.sx and sign up now.
SXM, yeah, your social and health insurances.
The reporter is asking the Minister of Justice, Natalie Tackling. At the Compress briefing on Wednesday regarding your opening statement, you referred to the rehabilitation programs in the prison. We've talked about this numerous times before, but they haven't really restarted. Have those educational programs, training programs, psychosocial assistance, and mental health assistance.
Actually, this week, yesterday and the day before, we actually restarted our prison education program, 2 days a week in MLC and 3 days a week at Point Blanche as an initial pilot. Besides that, we also did have in July, right? Was it July, June, July? We had a program with a organization out of Aruba called Turco Está Posible. That was a 2-week intervention at that time where the participating inmates, there was music, photography, they did cooking classes. This was an intensive 2-week program. Turco Está Posible is now back again and doing a 2-month program within the prison, which is also, again, 3 days a week at Point Blanche and 2 days a week at MLC, where they're also doing a variety of different types of projects. We've relaunched the prison library. SMDF is currently actually doing a drive. I actually made some donations myself yesterday, so I encourage the public to please do so themselves. They're doing a drive and insisting Turco Está Posible with actually replenishing the library and building it back. So actually the public is encouraged to donate books, games, puzzles, anything of the like that we can actually use within the prison library. And there's actually a link as well that will take you to an Amazon registry where you can purchase the items on Amazon and it'll go directly to a shipping address. I saw Roleka nodding, so she's also familiar with the project. So I think these are all great developments. Church service actually also resumed last weekend. There's had been kind of a misunderstanding between the prison and the church councils, but the church councils have now agreed and are now coming back in order to provide church service within the prison. So a lot is happening. In terms of mental health support, that was not something for the past years that has been provided. That is something that we are as well working on with MHF going forward, because as with many things within government, agreements that were in place 2 ministers ago with MHF were retracted by that minister at the time, meaning that there was no longer a legal basis to be working with MHF. Government owes MHF money that was never settled from that period. This is pre-2024. We are now coming to an arrangement with them for a payment plan, and then also the resumption of services to inmates when we need those types of services. And of course, part of our soft component planning is that we can ensure a certain baseline level of mental health care within the facility. So these are ongoing discussions and developments with MHF. But there's a lot happening. And again, things have indeed taken a lot longer to get off the ground that we would like to see. But right now, we're very encouraged with the new Tudo Custa Possível project. I think we had like 25 volunteers and individuals that want to participate in this program. So this is all great. And actually, at the end of the last program, I was able to attend. They did an exhibition with all the photographs that the inmates took. The inmates took the photographs themselves. They posed in these photographs themselves. They did music, so they actually were playing in a band. Their families came to attend this exhibition. It was a really great time, and we see the enormous impact that these projects are having, and we also see that they're starting to encourage more and more of our inmate population to participate.
So I'm going to jump around a little bit. So the physical construction, you mentioned demolition, but when is the physical actually pouring concrete supposed to start?
Yeah, so right now, of course, we're still in that, we were in that phase of the contractor mobilizing. We expect that in August, September, we're going to start seeing some considerable movement of a lot of construction workers and activity going on the site. For now, it's been preparation of the site. Obviously, we're having to construct around an operating facility and make the space that is actually around the prison ready to be able to be constructed on. So right now, the out sections, and we'll be posting pictures and videos of that on our social media so that the public can also see. I posted one last week of that initial demolition. So kind of those outhouses around the wall have now been demolished. I got an update yesterday where all of it's gone. And so of course, then it'll be kind of, it's just, again, setting up the site, and it'll be digging of the foundation and things like that. But we're expecting, from what I've been told by UNOPS, who is of course in charge with handling and managing the construction, that I can expect to see considerable movements at the end of August, September.
Okay.
Minister Connor assumes responsibility for a portfolio that touches the daily lives of every resident of Sint Maarten. His extensive experience in public administration, institutional management, and national development equips him to provide the focused and compassionate leadership that this important ministry requires. The URSM board stated, Minister Connor brings considerable knowledge and experience to the Council of Ministers. His years of leadership at the National Recovery Programme Bureau, together with his previous service as a minister, have demonstrated his ability to manage complex responsibilities, build effective partnerships, and advance initiatives aimed at strengthening Sint Maarten's resilience. The VSA ministry carries responsibility for several critical national priorities, including accessible and sustainable healthcare, stronger social protection, responsible labour market reform, support for vulnerable residents, and the continued advancement of essential healthcare infrastructure. The challenges confronting the Ministry of VSA are significant, but so are the opportunities to bring meaningful and lasting improvements to the lives of our people. We are confident that Minister Connor will approach this responsibility with integrity, sound judgment, and a firm commitment to achieving measurable results. The board added. The URSM board also commends Prime Minister and political leader Dr. Luc F.E. Mercelina for providing steady leadership and ensuring continuity within the Ministry of VSA while carrying the portfolio in an acting capacity. We thank Prime Minister Mercelina for his leadership during the transition and for ensuring that the vital work of the ministry continued. Minister Connor now has the opportunity to build upon that foundation and work closely with the Council of Ministers, the dedicated staff of VSA, and all relevant stakeholders to advance the well-being of the people of Sint Maarten. As Minister Connor begins this new chapter of public service, the URSM board encourages him to remain guided by integrity, accountability, compassion, and a people-centered approach to governance. The URSM stands firmly behind every effort that places people first, strengthens our institutions, and delivers sustainable progress. We wish Minister Connor wisdom, strength, and every success as he undertakes this important national responsibility. Congratulations, Minister Connor. May your tenure be defined by purposeful leadership, measurable progress, and lasting service to the people of Sint Maarten.
Now the local weather forecast today through Friday midday, variably cloudy. Brief isolated showers are possible. Surface winds, today through Friday midday, east-southeasterly to easterly with a light to moderate breeze at 6 to 13 mile pre. Sea conditions, sheltered areas, open waters. State, smooth slight waves, swells, below 2F2, 4F outlook through Saturday midday. Partly cloudy with light haze. Isolated showers are likely, and now 3 days weather forecast.
Your social and health insurances. Your social and health insurances.
Are you SXM insured? Do you have a valid medical insurance status? SXM is cardless. Request your My SXM account today and enter the virtual office of SXM. Go to sxv.sx and sign up now.
Your social and health insurances.
TVJ News report. A missing woman, a beaten partner under police guard at the hospital, and a body found in a nearby river. It's the making of a true crime novel, but it's a shocking reality that residents of a St. Elizabeth community in Lacovia are trying to come to terms with this evening. In what appears to be another case of domestic violence turned deadly, residents say the accused confessed to killing his partner and dumping her body in the Black River before police rescued him from an angry mob.
Me can't believe. Right now, me can't believe.
Something evil has happened in the Barton Wharf community of Lacovia, St. Elizabeth, or so residents say they were told by the man accused of committing the evil act. That man has been under police guard at hospital since angry residents attacked him after he reportedly told them he had killed his partner, 50-year-old farmer Nicole Brown, better known as Nikki.
We don't have a clue. We want to find out water and put her. Because me I say if you came from so far and come and say you want to pass the river, if you go hide him nowhere else. So we feel like saying I water she there.
But residents say the accused told them he had killed Nikki and dumped her by the boats in the river near the community. They cornered him and questioned him late Monday night after they did not see Nikki in the community from Monday morning. Police say she was last seen at 10 o'clock Sunday night at her family home where she lived with her 41-year-old partner.
Monday, them a look for him. Monday morning, all them a call the phone and ring out nothing. But them should make him and left and pack up clothes he left out of the house. If you go nowhere. From them a call the phone, for him phone and the daughter phone. And them a ring out and not get none, then should have hold him there so far and this so. Because when we tell the police, say, care man come make him come show where body there. He not do it. Then say two man lick him and mash him up, them have to carry him to hospital.
Since then, residents say they've been combing the river and its surroundings.
We no sleep for all the hours a night we over here hunt. 12 o'clock last night to 1 o'clock where people up on the river side there.
Army just here back.
And we in the bush them over here. So over there so we are going to know this morning again. Go circle the whole place, Papa. But we have to find the body.
By Tuesday afternoon, a lone diver continued the search. Police arriving sometime later amidst fears crocodiles might get to the body first.
My belly about me, it is a thing frighten me because I just panic. I look out and say I can't manage to see body come up.
By late afternoon, the river surrendered her secret.
Find the body down in the water and then do that circle. I can't go right to the spot and see this.
Diver Kevin Vassell says only the lower half of the body was clothed. A team from the Jamaica Defense Force took control of the operation and retrieved the body. As residents try to come to terms with the tragedy, they insist Nikki was a quiet woman and do not know what could have caused the relationship to end this way.
Sunday, we go fishing. And when we up there so fishing, we see him come up there. He all short way. And when he short way, we say, he say, I go look two fish too. We say, yeah man, fishing, we are fishing, say, do I look fish? We never come down till it had us up. And when we come right here, so, and Malcolm, little son, we see in boat there, the boat there, and him come take we cross, carry over. When we come over here, so Dudley said to me Rasta Virgin, say, don't sink the boat, don't sink the peg too far deep. Because he have been here where we don't know about.
Last time I see her out by the school where she worked. That was the last time I see her. Because she's not a person who loves God. It's from her home to her school or sometimes she goes under. She don't go without her sister then. She's not the type of girl go she don't got nobody play. She's a nice cousin to us. And she's a loving cousin. She loves her son. And when they take our life.
Krista Campbell, TVJ News.
This is our SXM Daily Newscast. Thank you for joining us.